gorgeous. How are you ladies doing this morning? I hope you're all doing wonderful. If this is your very first time here, then welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Michelle, and if you're returning, then welcome back. You're here today for another session in Feminine Rehab. And today we're going to discuss going from hard to soft as a feminine woman. So go ahead and sit back, relax, grab something to drink, grab something to write with, and let's talk about this. Today's session was inspired by some of the comments and messages that I've been getting from you ladies that are telling me that you've come from environments or situations that have forced you to become very hard. And you're having a hard time figuring out how exactly you can soften up. As a feminine woman, being soft is half of the battle. So if you're having a difficult time getting there, then it's important that you open up your mind, open up your heart, and be receptive to all of this information because it's all going to help you. So remember, as a woman in this world, you are who you are based off of your circumstances, based off of the things that you were built with genetically, and based off of things that have happened to you. So a lot of times we kind of move through life and we hold on to all of these things. And a lot of it strips away who we are slowly over time. And we have to build ourselves back up so we don't live in a place where we're reacting to everything. When you live your life in defense mode and you've built your entire personality in defense mode, then you're robbing yourself of your happiness and your joy. Because then you're living in reaction to people and situations that have happened in your life. So this is what I want you to reconsider. That you are rebranding yourself as a person. Because if you don't, and you just try to add these things to your life, they will not stick. You have to reconstruct your entire essence as a woman, especially if you know from the messages I've been getting that you've had some damage along the way. And we as people have all had some damage along the way. So it's up to you and only you to be able to reconstruct that. So when a company rebrands something, a product, let's say, they go through a series of changing the label, changing the packaging, maybe changing the way they advertise it, changing the price on it based on how much it costs to rebuild the product, right? And people think, wait a second, wasn't this called something else before or didn't have a different packaging? And then they get used to it and they enjoy it and they move on. So with you, this is the same concept. Many of you will tell me that your family is not accepting of this new person that you're trying to be, or your friends are looking at you funny because all of a sudden you care about your appearance, you care about the way that you present, you change the way you speak, you're not cursing anymore, you're not listening to certain kinds of music anymore, and people are wondering what's up with you. Well, it's the same thing with rebranding. You're coming out with this new product based on something old, and you're redesigning it to be better, to work better, to look better, and cost more. So everything is going to change, and people are either going to buy it or they're going to walk away from it. They can complain about how they miss the old packaging and they miss the old smell, or they can move on with the next thing. It's up to them, but you don't change who you are in terms of the person you want to be and the woman that God created you to be based on what someone else thinks. So I'm spending time talking about this because if you don't get this concept, it won't stick. All the changes that you make will not last because you'll be looking over your shoulder wondering what your friends and family think, and you won't be able to live the life that God created for you. But it is going to take some rebranding, some recalibrating, and a permanent change in your mind. As a feminine woman, in order to become more soft, especially if you grew up in a dangerous neighborhood, if you were raised by a masculine single mother, if you were raised with a lot of boys or hung around a lot of boys, if you have been jaded or hurt in life and you've roughened and toughened yourself up and built a shield around your vulnerability and your emotions and yourself. If you've been overlooked in life and you think that maybe people don't like you, maybe people don't want you, you don't value the way that you look, then this is going to be necessary. You must have a flexibility or a pliability in your mind, and you need to believe that you are worth it. So the first and probably most obvious way to be able to become more soft as a feminine woman is to look soft. So looking soft just means that you're paying attention to all aspects of your body. You're paying attention to your hands, your teeth, your face, your clothing, your shoes. All of it is perfectly curated to be soft. So after you wash your hands, you're applying lotion. When you take showers, you're applying lotion and oil to your skin and making your skin feel soft. You're paying very close attention to your skincare routine. You're washing your face in the morning and in the evening. You're doing things like putting on face masks once or twice a week to extract all of the particles and free radicals in your skin that you've picked up during the day. You're doing things like applying acids or retinols to your skin if you need them, and depending on your age, to help with the cell turnover so that your skin can be baby soft. You are paying close attention to your hygiene. And in addition to that, you're doing things like wearing SPF to protect your skin. Okay, you're making sure that your skin looks more even and hydrated. Putting on moisturizer after you wash your face. I've met so many women that will tell me that after they wash their face, they put nothing on. They don't add a moisturizer, they don't put on a serum, they just apply makeup on their face, and you're drying out your skin. It's not about what it looks like right now. Whatever you do to your skin now is gonna show up 20 years from now, and then what people end up doing is paying lots and lots of money that they don't have for plastic surgery and all of these expensive rejuvenation treatments if they have the money to do it. And if not, then they end up just looking a lot older, a lot rougher than they need to look as a woman. So it's important for you to nurture your skin. Add lotion to your feet. Allow your feet to be soft. You know, if you're married and you're in bed with your husband and your feet rub up against him or your legs rub up against him, they should not feel like a man's legs. They should be soft like a woman. If you're a mother and you're nurturing your baby, your skin shouldn't feel rough and scaly on that baby's face. It should be soft. Okay, you're a woman. Just remember that men and women are different. So what you do versus what your husband does are going to be different. And we've talked about this so much in my series, A Feminine Impression. So make sure to watch those videos, but making sure you're taking a shower twice a day or more if you need to. And if your husband doesn't, it doesn't mean that you follow what he's doing. You are not a man. Your skin requires different things. You menstruate, so your body requires a different level of care, and you need to ensure that everything is being cared for. And this is not just so that he has a great experience rubbing your arms and legs and being happy in your presence because you smell good and you look soft, but it's also for yourself. When you smell good and you look soft and you feel your arms and your hands and everything just feels smooth and soft, you feel better. You feel more feminine. And ladies, something that's really important when you're looking for certain skincare products is that you focus on products that are going to be hydrating and plumping and brightening, because these products are going to make your skin look more youthful. It's going to make you glow and give you that bright look from within. And something that I also look for are products that are a little bit more on the natural side. Personally, I prefer organic products or close to organic products just because a lot of the chemicals that are sometimes used in skincare can have damaging effects. And recently, I've been using this all natural handmade product from Carbon Plus, and it's a natural mask that draws out the impurities from my face without over drying my skin. It's an organic coconut charcoal mask, and it's handmade in Africa, specifically in Cameroon, and formulated specifically for black and brown skin, unlike most products out there. I typically apply my masks in the morning, so I'll apply it to my face about once or twice a week, and it's really thick and creamy, so it does a good job of extracting the impurities without drying me out. And once I've left it on my face for a while, it does get hard, but not so hard that I can't smile. So as you can see, I can still smile even though the mask is fully tightened on my face. So I'll leave it on my face for about 5 minutes and then rinse it off with cool water, and my face will feel very soft and look very hydrated, and makeup glides on beautifully over it. I used it this morning and my makeup just always looks really set every time I add it over it, because the clay just pulls out all of the toxins and all of the just dry particles that are sitting on my skin. So you can definitely check out this mask if this is something that you're interested in. I've never really come across a brand that had a mask specifically for brown and black skin. So if you're interested in this mask, then go ahead and click the link below, because the quantities are limited, but it is a luxury African skincare mask. And for you special ladies, if you use the code Dr. Michelle, then you will get 30% off of this mask, and you'll be able to maybe get some for a friend, your mom, or someone special. Thank you so much, Carbon Plus, for sponsoring this feminine session for all of these wonderful ladies. So back to skincare and looking soft, it's also important that you spend some time getting pampered and cared for by other people. So take some time and go to a spa, have someone give you a mud bath, get a facial done. Do these things to preserve your skin, to enhance the way that it looks in terms of its brightness. Something a dermatologist or someone who specializes in skincare can kind of get under the skin and do some reparative work. That'll help you to feel more confident, especially if you struggle with acne. And I talk about this again in other videos, getting consultations and really taking the time to care for your skin. It is so important for your self-confidence and in being able to present a little bit softer as a woman. And ladies, don't underestimate the importance of what you look like in terms of the clothing that you're wearing, in terms of the colors that you're wearing, in terms of caring for your hair and your nails. These very small things make a difference in your appearance. When you go out, you present your best. You look your best, and it's not to be able to make other people feel good. It's to be able to make you feel good and to represent yourself the best way possible. And something that sometimes goes unnoticed is how important colors are on your skin. So instead of wearing black and gray and navy blue all the time, wear colors that make your skin pop. Wear colors that represent the earth. Wear colors that bring you life. Colors that kind of complement your skin tone or your eye color. Wear colors that are soft and bright. Depending on the hue of your skin, wear pink, wear yellow, wear baby blue, wear silver. Wear whatever colors are going to naturally go with your own complexion. Wear colors that are going to brighten up your day. Look beautiful. As a woman, that is your luxury. You get to walk around looking beautiful as often as you want. It makes you feel so good when you look your best. You're going to notice that it makes a difference in how you're received. So make sure you're putting effort into your appearance and not just rolling out of bed, throwing anything on and walking out of your house. When God created you as a woman, He took His time. He put effort into making you. The least you can do is put effort into caring for His creation. Having pliability with your body. As a woman, and this is what's going to feel good every single day, is when you move around a little bit. Some of us are just so stiff and our faces are stiff and we always look like we're upset, something is bothering us. We don't want to laugh at things that are funny. We don't want to throw our head back and let loose. We're so closed off, and it's because we're not used to moving. We're not used to being happy with music and being happy with nature and taking in things. We want everything to be pushed out because of anger or because of bitterness or because of resentment. So this is something that can help kind of release some of those feelings inside of you, is to move around. Move your body with dance. Some people love music like salsa music because they can get into their feminine essence and really move their bodies around. Listen to music that is soft and relaxing, like jazz music, like classical music. Listen to music that feeds your soul, like soulful music, or like Christian music, music that really just taps into your spirit. As a little girl, I started doing ballet around 3 years old, and I did it all the way through high school until I was about 17. And doing ballet helped me as a woman to be able to move gracefully. Gracefully in the way that I speak, gracefully in the way that I walk, the way that I sit, the way that I communicate. All of that came from dance and ballet. Because although ballet may look very soft and elegant, it's actually very difficult, and you have to be disciplined with your body and with the movements and kind of mesh the soft and the strong together. And so ballet is a wonderful, wonderful art. For those of you who maybe have young children and you want to develop your girls into more feminine and graceful ladies, then enroll them in ballet and help them be a little bit more graceful with their movements. You can also do things like stretching in the morning. If you stretch in the morning and in the evening before you go to bed, you will become a lot looser as a woman. You'll just have a little bit more grace to you when you move around. You won't be so stiff because your muscles would have been cared for a little bit. So stretch yourself out, get massages if you can. Do things like paint. When you paint and you're moving your hands around in a graceful way and you're kind of turning your body and looking at things from different angles, you get a little bit of softness to you. And it's a beautiful thing. Pay attention to your body. Okay, don't just move around in a very hastily way. Take your time. When you take your time, when you move a little slower, whether you're walking through a store or walking down the street and you have pliability with your face, you smile. Smile is the surest way to soften your look as a woman. Even the most rough looking person, once they smile, it changes their entire energy. So smiling, taking your time when you walk. Yes, you may be busy. Yes, you may think you do not have time, but your mind is what shapes your reality. Even those tiny moments where you do have time, then sit there with your coffee and drink it slowly and take it in and smile and just appear friendly. For those of you ladies who are seeking a relationship, this is what men look for. Women who look soft, who look like they can care for a child, who look like they're going to bring happiness and joy into their life. And that comes with softness, grace, pliability, and a smile. Okay, just looking welcoming. And a lot of that can be cultivated through moving your body with dance, with music that is going to elevate you, not rap music. And music that's going to disturb your soul. We'll talk more about that later, because hip hop, rap music, that really takes away from your softness. And that leads me to our next point. Pliability with your mind. Now, this is the second most important way to become more soft as a woman, is to watch the company that you keep. Your mind shapes your reality, and your mind needs to be renewed every single day in order to stay in shape. So what that means is that you are being aware, you're being cognizant of all of the things that impact the way that you think. And the way that you think is based on how you were raised, what you've been through, and what you feed yourself with on a daily basis. And that is your choice. Yes, there are some people that you may not be able to get away from, but you can actively feed your mind with things that elevate it and pull away from anyone or anything that's keeping you from being the woman that God calls you to be. So, when I talk about watching the company that you keep, let's first start off with friendships, okay? Because this is the number one group of people that are probably going to influence you on a daily basis. So that could be your friends all the way from high school that you're still hanging out with, even though you have nothing in common anymore. Okay, and they're dragging you down. They're talking about high school things when you're 35 and you're tired of talking about that. It was so long ago, you don't even remember it. Maybe you knew them from college and you were a different person in college. Maybe you were a super party girl and you did a bunch of stuff on the side that, wasn't what you do now, and you've turned away from that stuff, and those people are still involved in it. So when you hang out with them, you guys are talking about that stuff. You're probably going to those places still. You're involved in that lifestyle, even though you don't want to be, and it's bringing you down. Also, there could be people in your life who are just not supportive of the woman that you want to be. You make the decision on the kind of women that you want to be with. And they should be women who have the traits that you want to have. God places people in your life for reasons, usually to teach you something, to show you something, to help get you through a certain time, to be able to bond with you on things. But rarely are people meant to be there for your entire life. There will be some people that will be there for your entire life, but it won't be everyone. So it's up to you to understand and embrace that. It's a beautiful thing. You have to be able to see where you are now and where you want to go and look around you and say, are these women like the woman that I was called to be? Are these women supportive of the woman that I'm called to be? If they're not, then you need to move on. You need to elevate. And it's okay. They will be fine without you. They came into this world alone and they do not need you in order to survive. Now, this is not just about friendships. And I think most of us kind of get stuck there with our friends. But when I talk about renewing your mind and being pliable to shape your mind in a new way, I'm talking about the kind of books you read, the people you watch on YouTube and follow on social media. It is the same thing, whether or not you are hanging out with someone every single day or watching them on YouTube every single day. If you are constantly in someone's presence and they're talking a certain way, they're snapping their neck around, they're wearing very revealing clothing, they're acting in a very audacious and rambunctious type of way, or they're just being ghetto, you're gonna pick that up if you watch them a lot, if you admire them. Sure, maybe you admire the fact that they're successful, but that doesn't mean that you start picking up on the clothing they wear, the way that they speak, the things that they do. Be careful, okay? TV shows, same thing. Certain characters that you maybe just like the way that they act, and so you start behaving like them because you watch them every single day. They naturally will start to impact the way that you see yourself, the way that you dress, the way that you speak. I know that there's certain people where, you hang out with them every single day, and then one day they'll come home and they'll start talking differently, or they'll start using new words, and you're like, wait a second, who have you been hanging out with? Because you don't talk like that. Or when did you start saying that word? And it's like, oh, I picked it up from my cousin. I picked it up from my boss because they always use this phrase. This is very normal, where people will start mimicking the people that they work with, the people that they watch on TV, because it gets stuck into your mind. This is natural human behavior. We copy, we mimic, we emulate the people that are around us. So it's not just physical friendships and physical people. It's the people you watch on YouTube. It's the people you follow on Instagram. It's celebrities. And of course, your natural models, like your parents or your aunts and uncles and cousins, people in your family. You're going to behave like your environment. So you need to be in control of your environment. and you need to place specific people in your life that you decide this is a road that I want to go down. If I want to soften up, I need to stop watching people who are very masculine, people who are very abrasive, aggressive. That takes you being brave to be able to walk away from the person that you used to be, because everyone is not going to like it. Yeah, maybe you won't get a text back. Yeah, maybe they're going to be angry at you. Maybe they're going to unfollow you. That's up to them. That's up to them, but it doesn't change your course. So stay focused on the woman that you are called to be, the woman God created you to be. Stay focused, and God will always bring more people, more situations that'll be more fitting for the woman who you are now, that you can enjoy. And I enjoy every aspect of my life. I'm not missing out on any of the things that I left behind. As a matter of fact, I'm upset that I stayed in that stuff so long because it ruined me. So I need you to be able to be brave enough as a woman to step away from all the things that were hardening you up as a person. Pliability of your spirit. This is the number one most important way to soften yourself up as a woman. Everything that comes out of you comes from your spirit. You are a spirit living in a body. So your spirit man is where you operate from, and everything flows from there. So in order for you to really live a life where you can change from these behaviors that are causing you to be so rough and tough and closed off and angry and mean and resentful and jealous and bitter, is renewing your spirit. Having a personal relationship with God. Being able to say, you know what? This life I've been living has been tough. I've made a lot of choices I do not align with anymore. I changed my mind. Repent means to change your thinking, to change your mind. I changed my mind. I don't want that anymore. I'm depressed because I live this life where I let men use my body. I'm broken because I've been using drugs, smoking weed every day, drinking alcohol every night. And I just wish I could break free from all of these things. I wish that I could be renewed. I want to be another woman. I want to be a different person. I know this is not what God called me to. I know that I'm supposed to be more than I am right now, because you are. Every single one of you has been assigned an assignment in life by God. Before you even got on this planet, you were in God, and He had a purpose for your life. And most of us have completely walked away from that. And we just go day to day, doing the same thing. Every day is the same day. And we start doing these things. We start having these habits and doing things that are just pushing us further and further away from that woman, because we don't have a connection with heaven. We don't have a personal relationship with God. So this is something that you really have to pay attention to, because this is what governs your entire life. Being born again from your spirit, and getting your salvation is a gift. To salvage something means that the item was broken. It was ruined in some way. It was messed up. And something or someone came and restored it to be able to use it again. So you want your salvation. You want to be salvaged by God and become God's responsibility. When you give your life to God and you have the Holy Spirit then is responsible for changing you. And that's the only way you get the permanent change. That's the only way you can really break free from drugs and alcohol and porn and having sex with all these guys and just having better self-esteem, depression, anxiety. All of these things that we struggle with, they show up in the way that we carry ourselves, the way that we speak to people. They show up in the way that we walk around this earth, because they are who we are, our spirit man. So you can do all of these things. You can pound makeup on your face. You can put on wigs and dye your hair and put on lots of jewelry, marry a basketball player, and still be depressed and still be broken and still not be able to smile and have to pop pills to go to sleep, pop pills to wake up, just to be able to function because you are broken in your spirit. Whether things have happened to you when you were younger, whether you've made poor decisions that you regret and you're not able to forgive yourself and you're unaware, you don't have the light, which is knowledge of who you are, who you belong to, then yes, you will not love people. You will not love living. You will not love your life because you don't know what you're missing. And in order to really be soft, in order to really have your feminine power and your feminine confidence, you are going to have to love yourself and love people and genuinely care about people, genuinely want to smile and ask someone, so how's your day going? And care. You're going to have a renewed spirit. So it's important for you to be able to understand that you do need a personal savior. Every single person needs a personal savior. They need someone that they have a personal relationship with. But if you don't have knowledge of all the things that you have access to, then you rely on yourself. And if you rely on yourself, you will always fail because you are only human. Having a relationship with the Holy Spirit is going to renew you, is going to change you from the inside out. You will be softer, you will be kinder, you'll be able to forgive, you'll be able to love people, you'll be able to break free from your addictions and your habits and your choices. You'll be able to elevate in life and get the things that you deserve. Whatever it is that you're looking for, you will be able to have through a relationship with Christ. If you seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, then all of these things will be added on to you. Everything that you need personally will be added on to you. And the final tip that we're going to talk about in terms of being soft as a feminine woman is having pliability in your tone. As a woman, this is going to be so important in softening you up. If you have a tone that is abrasive and aggressive when you speak to people, if you use a voice that is very loud and startling, this is going to harden you up. If you want to soften up, outside of smiling, is watch the way you speak. As a woman, you should have some melody in your voice. There should be a way that you speak that just kind of flows. This is what gives off that cool, nurturing tone that babies need. When your infant is walking around and you're trying to show them love, the tone that you use is going to tell them what's going on. If you're happy, if you're sad, if you're not able to manipulate your voice, how can you comfort a baby? It's more than just getting a man to think that you have a beautiful voice, which is also important because if you're seeking a relationship, if you want to be married, men pay attention to this. If you're having a conversation with your husband and maybe it's not the best conversation, maybe it's about to turn into an argument, your tone of voice can totally curb that conversation. And you having a calm tone, you having a voice that is melodic and is comforting and sweet and nurturing can help them to relax. And this is going to help you out. This is going to help you when you need something, is having a voice that is melodic. And this doesn't mean that your voice has to be soft. It just has to have flow to it. If you're speaking in a very abrasive way and you're speaking in a way that is harmful or hurtful, it tends to be very sharp. It tends to not have a lot of flow to it. So it helps when you're saying things that are kind and you're thinking before you speak, when you're not just saying the first thing that comes to your mind and you're allowing your words to be comforting and soft and nurturing, this will impact the way that it even flows from your lips. This is also very helpful when you're on the phone with customer service and you're talking to someone. As a feminine woman, as someone who's trying to soften up, you shouldn't be cussing people out on the phone if you're not getting what you want, using a harsh tone with people who are trying to help you, acting irritable and irritated and like you don't have time for them when you're calling for something that you need. Okay, so just having a soft tone or a soothing and very disciplined tone is important. Now, I don't speak like this all the time. I speak like this when I need to. I speak like this when I'm teaching. I speak like this when it's appropriate. But my tone changes throughout the day depending on what I'm doing and depending on who I'm speaking to. But you need to have pliability. You need to say, I can change my tone when I need to. I don't always need to speak in this harsh, abrasive way and just refuse to change. I shouldn't have to talk like that. I shouldn't have to do that. Who says I have to do that? I don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. These are all tools for you to know that you have choices and that it's okay to exercise different things when you need to. I have a whole video that talks about voice, so I will link that so that you can watch that because it goes into great detail on things that you can do. But slowing down your speech helps you to appear more soft. If you speak really quickly, it comes off as very abrasive sometimes, or it just comes off like, you're not caring about the person that you're talking to. You're not caring about the conversation. You're rushing through it. So slowing down your speech. I also notice in terms of like the workplace or in terms of confrontation that when you speak slower, people have a harder time becoming very angry at you. Now, some people do like for you to speed up your speech because they want to know what you're going to say. You have to know how slow or fast to speak depending on what's going on. You don't always want to speak slowly, but there are times where you do need to slow down your speech because you're becoming upset. And if something is bothering you and it's going to be inappropriate for you to blow up, which it's always inappropriate for you to blow up. You should never blow up. But if you can tell you're getting more upset, you can breathe and speak slowly. And that will help you to be able to watch what you say so that something doesn't slip out that's going to come back to bite you or come back to fire you. Okay, so you're going to speak slowly and also lower your tone. When I start to get really upset about something, I tend to lower my voice because the lower my voice gets, the more that I'm paying attention to what I'm saying and hopefully won't say something harmful. It also lets me know that I have control and it gives me that sense of stillness. Most of the time when you are a woman who's a little bit more abrasive, it's because you're not being still enough. You're not able to relax. The last sort of tidbit I want to add about the voice is start paying attention to your voice with certain people. This is also going to tell you who you are and what you need to work on. So notice your voice when you speak to your parents. Notice which voice you use. The voice you use with your husband or your boyfriend, the voice you use with your boss, the voice you use with your friends. I guarantee you your voice is different with different people. And start thinking about why is that? Why is it that when I talk to my father, I sound like a 4-year-old? Or when I talk to my mother, I sound very masculine. Or when I talk to my friends, I sound like one of the boys. Or when just pay attention to how your voice shifts and also pay attention if you've been working on this, if you've been working on your femininity and you've started your feminine journey into getting back to the woman that you were created to be, and you notice that for some reason, when you go home and you speak to your mother, you can't speak in that way. Like you just automatically revert back to being a teenager, okay? Pay attention to these things because they're gonna tell you what's going on with you. They're gonna tell you the areas that maybe you have insecurities in, the areas that maybe you just need a little bit more fine tuning in. Just know, my dear, that you will get there. You will be the woman that God called you to be. You will be able to unravel and undo all of the pain and all of the hurt that has happened in your life, and you will be able to blossom. God designed you to be the nurturer, the comforter, the helper, the beauty of the world. That is what you are. Don't allow society to strip that from you, and know that you deserve everything that God outlined for you. You deserve to be able to be comfortable in your womanhood. You deserve to be taken care of. You deserve to be clean. You deserve to be beautiful. You deserve to have other people treat you with respect and love. And you deserve to have joy. And this is the beginning of being able to analyze all of the areas in your life that you need to work on. But you can do it, and I'm so proud of every single one of you who've been willing to look in the mirror and decide enough is enough and the time is now. I thank each and every one of you ladies who've taken the time to watch this video today. Thank you for spending time with me. I'm so grateful for all of your love. I'm so grateful for all of your wonderful feedback. I'm so thankful that so many of you are happy and excited to return back to your feminine, and that you're committed to everything that life has in store for you. I hope that this video was helpful. Please let me know below some other areas in your life that you want to work on in terms of softening yourself up. Let us know in the comments what you've been doing to soften yourself up as a feminine woman. And make sure to join me on my podcast, A Feminine Impression, for more feminine content and more tips on this topic. Also, follow my Instagram page, A Feminine Impression, for daily feminine inspiration. I love you ladies so much, and I'm so proud and I'm so blessed to be able to help you. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and in all things you do, make a feminine impression. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Big kisses. Mwah. Bye-bye.